Today, we reveal to Kenyans a clandestine plot by the outgoing handshake government of Uhuru and Raila to illegally mortgage our ports of Mombasa, Lamu, and Kisumu to a foreign country. In a secret deal, under the guise of an economic cooperation agreement with the United Arab Emirates, and which epitomizes grand corruption, Uhuru has assented to a rip-off that will see a foreign, privately registered entity, Dubai Port World (FZE), take over these key national infrastructural assets. And we shall be releasing a letter signed by the CS Treasury to this entity. Indeed, why would a government with only less than 5 weeks to leave office hurriedly and secretly auction the operations, development, redevelopment, and management of all our ports to a foreign entity? An accountable government should confide in Kenyans why national strategic and security assets are being handed over to a foreign entity. The government should also tell Kenyans why it is risking national security in a clandestine deal at the behest of seemingly vested local interests in the offshore company. Under the ill-disguised economic cooperation agreement, supposedly signed on March 1st, 2022 by the CS Treasury, Mr. Okur Yatani, Kenya will cede ownership and control of not only the 3 ports, but also supporting infrastructure at the ports in the hinterland. It is shocking that Dubai Port will take over the development, operations, management, and expansion of transport logistics service in the Republic of Kenya. The deal was mooted in a meeting in Mombasa, disguised as Raila's birthday party, attended by outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, and the governor of Mombasa, Ali Hassan Joho, amongst other state capture agents who are the principal beneficiaries of the deal. Kenyans will also remember that soon thereafter, the trio made several trips to Dubai jointly and severally.
That soundbite was captured on 26th June, weeks to the general election, when Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi decided to lie to the whole country Kenya that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had auctioned Mombasa port to some investors from Dubai. And that will then later form part of the propaganda campaign that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga and Joho family had already sold Mombasa port. But what have changed as we speak now? President William Ruto's administration has initiated plans to lease some key Kenya Ports Authority assets, setting stage for more private firms and individuals to directly benefit from the multi-billion state agency. And the nation is saying that Ruto-led Kenya Kwanza alliance seems to have changed tune, as it had initially opposed a similar plan that had been mooted by the previous administration of Uhuru Kenyatta. Then his team claimed that the selected infrastructural assets had been directly sold to Dubai Port World (FZE). Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bold analysis. What Mudavadi told the country, that Uhuru Kenyatta was selling the port, then themselves are now doing it. And it is now emerging clearly that what was said against Uhuru Kenyatta was mere political propaganda. allow me to repeat for the third time in this podcast. If William Ruto had not become the president, we would live for the rest of our lives thinking that all that was said about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was true, that he was the engine behind Uhuru Kenyatta. Kindly subscribe to our channel and allow me to remind you about Top Mark Movers. This is the best company in helping you move your household goods and furnitures from one place to the other. They are affordable, reliable, professional body company. Visit the website www.topmark.com, or you can also contact them +254 719 17 43 93. Top Mark Movers. Quality is everything. Let's get to the point. This is one of the stories that is even taking headlines. I think today I got the today's newspaper. I think I should have them here for you. Almost all the newspapers. This one is talking about the election. Nation has it here. State invites bids to operate port assets. This is Nation. This is Taifa Leo. Also, yes, Taifa Leo is not having it. Then we have the Standard. Yes, Standard is also not having it in the headline, but Nation is having it. So this is a point. This is a matter, a move that has caused jitters around these corridors. I want to get to the gist of this analysis and just get the bids had actually been opened yesterday. Yes, I wanted to get this part. Even as the bids are placed, already the government has been quoting Dubai and Saudi Arabia multinational logistics companies for a possible investment at the Lamu port. The concessions, once signed, could give DP World operating concessions at Kenya major ports, including Mombasa, Lamu, and Kilifi. At Mombasa port, DP World is to be allocated 4 berths, which currently are unable to handle container operations. Under the proposal, DP World will turn them into modern multipurpose terminal capable of handling 1 million tons of goods. At Lamu Port, it is still the same. Now, what this story is also confirming that even though the bids have been opened, it's open tendering, and there is William Ruto, the president, and there is William Ruto, the new managing director at KPN, opened the tenders to accept those who want to. But then it has come out clearly that themselves, they already have preferred companies to take up those positions. It's actually an open tendering. Is it early or is it wrong to say that William Ruto just picked it from where Uhuru left? What he has only done is that he has just changed his favorable people to do it. And the reason why it was stopped, if, those questions that Mudavadi was asking Uhuru Kenyatta then, why do I think that he should be asking William Ruto those questions now? Because there is no difference. The only difference is that Uhuru was the president then, now William Ruto is the president now. So by that time, he would not, he deemed it right, wrong that Uhuru Kenyatta was doing it, but now themselves, they found themselves in it. Kenya Kwanza is auctioning the ports to individuals. In fact, they're picking it from where Uhuru left. And I want to say this, the PPP model, private partnership, public-private partnership PPP model, is the new shape of state capture. Because let me tell you, FZD were the companies that were supposed to do the same They were supposed to be giving the operations to the port the same, but it was under Uhuru Kenyatta. So what has happened is that they have actually changed and gave them to some other preferred investors. And so it is captured, or rather it's explained as PPP model, public-private partnership model. Is it true that that is the intention? It's not yet clear. And what happens here is this. The Treasury and all the stakeholders that are involved in giving these tenders and all that, they are opening avenues to get personal fortunes. I may not be shocked to realize that probably the key decision makers around this are also going to benefit, or they are going to take shares. There is also joint venture where some 2 or 3 companies can join. Apart from it being given to those foreigners, some 1 or 2 companies can also be given. This tells you very well that Kenya Kwanza is least leaders should be the last to speak about state capture, because they have also captured the state through what is disguised as PPP. Secondary. So was a reversal of Mombasa port from Naivasha to Mombasa, what was the strategy? Because we've reversed everything back there, and then we've also given the ports to some other multinationals to run. So why wouldn't we would have then kept the Naivasha port so that the inland depot will still benefit the residents of that place and even other Kenyans, but as we give to the foreigners. Listen to that soundbite. Mudavadi is asking, why would a government sell such an important infrastructural asset that can also compromise the security of a country? Mudavadi is asking that question. Why would we give such an asset? Now, what has changed? When Uhuru Kenyatta was giving these ports to some other multinationals to run them, Mudavadi told the country that it would compromise the security of the nation. Now that they're doing it, isn't it going still to create that compromise? One thing you'll understand in politics, that no one is a saint here, and it is normally about the interest at hand. Here, politics has one currency known as interests. Thank you.